All right, then show starts in 5, 4, 3, 2. Insert iCarly opening here.
We're leaving that in the thing, by the way.
I'm going to.
That's the opening you're getting, folks. Welcome aboard.
Anyways. Welcome to the Nameless Voices podcast. This is episode number 56, and I am already baking within 30 seconds of my air conditioner being turned off.
Rip.
Honestly, worth it for the lack of noise.
Thank you. I suffer for the sake of all of you.
I mean, yeah, but also looking after yourself's important.
Remember
to do that. Remember to do that, people. Remember to do it.
I got myself a cup of soda. I'm fine. My name is Nanashi. I'll be your host for the evening, and I apologize in advance for whatever the show is going to be. Joining me tonight is a menagerie of gaggle fucks and card floppers. Going down the list alphabetically, he is our TCG slut, Agnister.
Okay, so I have pure negative energy, 2 mecha archetypes, and a fiend to talk about today. This will be fun.
I bet it will. We have our Yugi memer himself, Connor Lockhart.
Us enlightened folk know the true answer on how to fix the WWE main event scene. Make El Grande Americano the WWE Undisputed Champion.
I'm going to leave that on the back burner. We have our fellow furry Yugi-tuber, Jose Oricalcum.
I have nothing witty to say whatsoever, so happy Pride Month, ladies and germs.
Woo.
Oh, happy Pride Month, everyone.
He has returned for his second appearance. It's Okami.
I'm not drawing anything funny right now, but I have the one who grips the pen, so fear me.
That works. That might actually be a show title.
The one who grips the pen.
It might be, honestly. That's not bad.
I've got Oriental Limbus, and now I'm infecting this stream with a possible Limbus title joke.
He missed the last show, but he has risen and returned for this one. It's Phoenix Reborn.
With all the lions.
Fantastic. We have our silent but deadly partner, Rom.
Cooked in the weather, I can vouch.
Yeah, we're getting cooked in this weather. Well, just wait. It's only June. We still got July and August.
Last in northeast weather.
Yeah,
You'll be fine in places.
We have our living dank meme, Raven.
The dankest meme supplier, but I'm charging extra now because everyone keeps talking about brain rot these days.
Yeah.
Present the Metal Gear Rising.
Yeah.
No, that's not necessarily brain. Listen, there's several tiers that we can go on to later.
Yeah, another time.
Yeah.
He is every card game player's worst nightmare by name, Tim Brick. Even the OCG had a hard time fixing and de-bricking Ashend. Yep.
Brick.
And we have our favorite electronic cheese wedge, Zivith.
It's protogenic time.
That's a good one, actually.
That's a new title from you, Nanashi.
Oh, yeah. Those are definitely going in.
Already in, and we have 2 possible titles. What is this, an 8% speed run for bits?
I might actually have to expand the options for people to have show titles included, so we'll see what happens with that.
You are giving us too much power.
I might be.
We're taking over the show. It's ours now. Hand it over.
You make a push for my throne, you will fall down the stairs.
I can draw you pregnant. I can draw you pregnant. Fair enough.
You're talking to the elder furry. That he's immune to such magics.
Gee, thanks.
Your medieval fell up the stairs like buckety clown.
What? Nanashi just repels my art to, like, Estrian?
Probably. Knowing Estrion,
Fair
that's
enough.
probably exactly what she wants. But anyways,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and get the show started. How is everybody doing today?
I'm doing good. I have literally 4 decks to look forward to.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to going into town tomorrow because there's a food festival going on.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh shoot, I hope you enjoy.
yeah, no kidding.
Very
I love
nice.
food festivals.
He's a John.
Meanwhile, my sister will be, hopefully, depending on the weather, will be at our town's Pride Parade.
Hell yeah. Happy
It'll be the
Pride
s-
Month, everyone.
It'll be the second second one of our town.
Nice.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, so I found out from Yosh that apparently, as long as you're an ally, you can also attend it, even if you're not LGBT yourself. So that's good to know.
Well,
Yeah.
that's been obvious for several years.
Well, I never even went to a parade.
I mean, you could even just support it and go. I mean, like, just look at the memes of Vegeta going to the Pride Parade.
Yeah, I want to attend one to support.
Yeah, it's
Then
Vegeta
my guy,
Day.
go. My guy, go. go be a
Memes of
proud
Vegeta?
No, here's the thing. I don't even know if my town has one.
Find a nearby one. It'll be fine.
All right, so let's go ahead
I'll
and
try.
keep the show rolling. Before we go any farther, though, I should go ahead and get it out of the way that this channel and this stream are technically sponsored by Bear Claw's Realms of Fantasy, a hand-drawn coloring book based in medieval and D&D style characters and designs, and being sold on Amazon for $20 a copy.
Thank you so much for the
Just like
sponsor.
how-
Give
Just
Jeff
like how art
Bezos
should
your
be.
money and color.
It's just until he finds a way to sell it himself, honestly.
Be creative, folks.
Also, something I didn't know about, apparently if you, like, buy copies of your own coloring book, they'll sell it to you back to you for, like, an extremely low price of, like, $3 to $5 a copy or something, which means that you could, technically speaking, buy them yourself and hand them out at events if you want to, which, as it happens, he's going to be taking these to a local Renaissance fair to try and sell them, too.
That's cool.
Neat.
A nice way to support the people who make them.
Oh, that's convenient timing. It just started to rain in my area. That'll bring the temperature down.
I now realize.
Don't worry. Hey, I'm Irish. I'm used to the rain. I just sent it over to you right now. That's all.
I now realize that give Jeff Bezos your money and color is one hell of a show title.
No kidding.
And it's something that's awful to take out of context.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Unironically, sounds like T Corp from Limbus Company. I'm not even kidding. I'm making more Project Moon jokes. You can't stop me.
I'm understanding none of it.
I encourage you to
know.
make more.
Hell yeah.
All right, so let's start with a ton of video game-based topics. First off, how many of you guys heard that the dog from the Duck Hunt video game is dead?
I've heard
Honestly,
that.
fucking good.
I've heard that. I don't understand it, even though I looked into it. It's just like, yeah, he's dead.
Well, apparently they decided to give the dog liver complications and said it passed away, and now everybody seems to be pretty happy because nobody liked that dog.
You're like, oh no. Anyway.
Oh no, the giggling little shit that comes up whenever you miss a duck. Because
Oh
the
my
light bulb
God.
decided to not work, is finally dead. This is the Nintendo equivalent of Margaret Thatcher's death in the UK.
Dogs,
Damn.
mine are barking at nothing in the background, being loud as usual, so I hope they're not interfering.
Well, it's fine. We can hear them, but it's not a big deal. But
Do you want to know what's ironic? I couldn't hear them until you brought them up.
Same.
Yeah,
Same
because
here.
I
You
gotta
manifested them.
babysit these idiots. I love them, but goddamn.
You manifested them like how basically any Project Moon character with decent character development manifests ego. That's another Project Moon joke for this video.
all right, well, let's move into the next video game-based topic. How many of you guys heard about Tekken 8 being such a complete mess that they had to fire their entire Season 2 balancing team?
I
Yep.
have.
yeah, that.
It's
Yeah,
funny.
all I have to say on the matter is cat laughing pointer mode meme.
Yeah.
I was just like, from what I've heard, it was broken, but it was actually kind of funny.
It really
Some people
was.
did enjoy it.
Oh,
It-
true.
It's kind of like why some people enjoy Brawl Meta Knight.
On the subject of terrible video game decisions, apparently Gearbox has updated their EULA, which means that they now have root access to PCs and collect their data.
Yeah,
Common
Borderlands.
Randy Pitchford Owl.
Yeah, like today, Borderlands 2 is now completely free, but it's got a frick ton of spyware, and now, unsurprisingly, it's getting review bombed.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine that, people.
At least
Yes,
it's a good...
imagine Randy Pitchford being competent.
At least it's a good usage of review bombing. I can at least think of a very bad one recently. Which once again ties to Project Moon. Again, I'm on a speedrun with this. Help.
God damn.
Yeah. Well, let's see. There's also the matter of Stellar Blade getting blocked in over 100 countries after its nationwide release on PC.
I don't even know what that is.
Stellar Blade's that video game with a female lead.
And Sony pulled that once again on their own.
You say we're a female lead. Do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down?
The attractive one.
Do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down?
That should really narrow it down to like 5, dude. What are you on about?
I mean, when you say that, I can literally think of like Nier Automata and other stuff.
But that's a game that's come out in like 10... How long ago did Nier Automata drop? You gotta remember that when we're talking about this stuff, unless we have a reason to be referencing old stuff, we're usually talking about modern stuff, so...
2017, thank you, Connor.
8 years. Damn. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on then. Let's see. I guess we could go ahead and shift over to upcoming and recent movie stuff. Super Mario got its sequel announced, and they're gonna call it Super Mario World. That's kind of cool.
I can't wait for Luigi to get 0 screen time again. Hooray!
Development.
Well, the movie's literally called Super Mario Bros, but once again, they just shaft Luigi. The most attention Luigi got from that movie was the Twitter shippings.
I find no, Raven, do you want to know what that's ironic from? I think that mainly just that did come from that movie, but then it dipped down, and then Super Mario-Mon happened, and then it just spiked up into infinity.
Let's see. There's also the matter of apparently there's a Whack-A-Mole live-action animation hybrid movie coming.
How the fuck would that even work?
I have no idea.
Simple. A small rural town is being terrorized by creatures coming up from the ground. Oh, it's Tremors.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. That's probably a show title. That's probably a show title.
It's Last Train Out of Wormtown. Oh, God.
Except it doesn't have Michael Gross, so it's not...
Hold on.
Yeah.
On the subject of Michael, actually, the Skibidi Toilet movie is coming, and it's being directed by Michael Bay. It has been confirmed.
Honestly, I cannot wait for Pete.
I'm leaving.
I want to say too, ignoring the Twitter brain rot, or the brain rot in general surrounding Skibidi Toilet, it has actual lore that could be really good for a cheesy sci-fi movie. Like this is most definitely going to be. I don't see this winning any Oscars per se, but it could be one of those like bad it's fun movies like the Minecraft movie was.
That's what I'm thinking, honestly. It could be entertaining.
Yeah, same.
So,
Ori, can I just ask a favor though? Please don't make it a movie night movie in your server.
I don't know, man. I might actually do that myself.
No, we're gonna watch Minecraft and we're just gonna say nothing but chicken jockey the whole time.
Long as you don't throw chickens at each other, I don't care.
You mentioned it. Tonight on Centuria's servers and movie night is the Minecraft movie.
I can literally feel the pain siphoning away the life from my body.
But yeah, as Tim Brick said, regardless of the quality and regardless of if they make the awful decision to cater to the TikTok crowd where the brain rot originated, it could still be a good movie to watch while high or either drunk with friends. One of the two.
At least the Minecraft movie had some semblance of actual entertainment value in it, you know? Like, sure, it was a bunch of shitposts, but at least it was an entertaining series of shitposts, you know?
Yeah, that's one of the main reviews I've heard about the Minecraft. It wasn't bad, it wasn't going to be winning any Oscars, but you didn't leave there feeling depressed, like you just wasted all of your money on the worst time possible, like the dead horse being beaten still, Snow White live action.
You know what's ironic? I think we're still beating the dead horse of the Minecraft movie, or at least we're beating it to death.
Speaking of beating a dead horse, the Lilo and Stitch movie was terrible. Who could have seen that coming?
Yeah, they got rid of... They removed Gontu, Nani just happily sold away Lilo to social services, to a foster home to study marine biology despite being in Hawaii.
Yeah, hold on. I said this in Ori's server a while ago. Ohana, more like sayonara.
Yeah, basically, and they made Jumba the villain, even though they got rid of his act.
Oh no, Jumbo's not the
what I've
villain.
heard,
Bubbles
yeah, I
is
was
the
about to say.
villain.
I was about to say from what I heard, it was Bubbles.
Bubbles isn't even like he's somewhat of an antagonist, but it's mostly Jumba, and they got rid of his accent too. Kring.
Hey there, Mimi.
What? Hopefully this makes Disney go, oh, nobody's liking these live-action remakes anymore. Maybe we should do something else.
I mean,
There's one tiny problem with
Disney
that, though.
didn't learn after the Snow White fiasco and still released this.
Yeah, there's also one tiny problem with that.
Released this shit live-action movie that Lilo and Stitch turned out to be.
Well, Snow White did stop them from making a live-action Tangled remake, so that was progress.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction.
Okay, Ori, you have the talking stick now.
I was
What
about
were
to
you
say,
gonna
there was only one problem with that. And that's the fact that I think they've already confirmed a sequel to Lilo and Stitch remake.
Are you
Very
fucking kidding
ballsy move.
It would be hilarious if the overwhelmingly negative reception to the movie forced them to cancel it.
We need another Rada moment that will cause Disney to lose billions of dollars like Sony.
Yes. Oh,
well,
that would be
actually,
so
there's no actual confirmation of a sequel, but Disney is possibly considering it.
Gotcha.
Big difference.
When will they learn?
Never.
Never.
No. Nintendo.
From the
Nintendo's fine.
Speaking of, there actually is one group of people that did learn. The people who run Big Mouth learned that their show is trash because it has officially ended.
Oh no!
Yeah, but
Anyway,
at what cost? We lost several other good shows along the way for Netflix to facilitate more seasons of that horse trash. We lost Inside Job, F is for Family, and a few other classics. Like, what the fuck?
Tell me about it.
Honestly, I'm surprised that it actually made it to season 8.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, what the hell? They were still doing these?
So bad a decision. Let's do a quick rapid fire session of upcoming properties that we might be interested in. First off, here's a bad one. Netflix bought Sesame Street season 56.
Considering the whole cutting budget to PBS thing, it might not be a bad thing that Netflix might have ended up actually saving Sesame Street, but results remain to be seen.
Yeah, results may vary based on performance.
From what I've heard, it's just a wait and see.
yeah.
I mean, everything with Netflix nowadays really is just a wait and see. Netflix used to be, oh, you're definitely going to be good quality, to, meh, to, oh no, what are the who are the showrunners you point to the kitchen and how much meth did they smoke?
Here's another one we can wait and see on. Apparently Hulu has brought back new seasons of The World of Gumball.
Yeah.
That.
Absolute Shah.
It's getting a
Unfortunately,
sequel.
I don't think the UK has Hulu.
Well, that's a damn shame. I guess that means you're just going to have to invest in a decent VPN.
This week's
this
sponsor,
This is why we
Nord
segue into
Raid
sponsors
Shadow
from
Legends.
I hate how we all had the same joke.
Of course we did. What better joke is there?
Exactly.
Insert that footage of Buzz Lightyear being in Owl's toy farm alongside all the other Buzz action figures.
That actually, there's an easy way to answer your question. There is a better joke. Beans.
Fair.
What the fuck?
Damn.
Here's one that's a little bit more controversial. King of the Hill is apparently returning as well, but there is a problem. In fact, there's 3 problems that we're probably going to have to go over. Number 1, the voice actor for Luann has passed away some time ago. 2, the voice actor for Dale passed away very recently. And 3, the voice actor for John Redcorn literally just passed away in a very horrific state. So, that's gonna be it's gonna be a rough ride for this show.
Yeah, it
and
is.
people ask why there's a Pride Month.
I feel like from what I've heard, I feel like this is just what I've heard about like our stuff recently, like Rick and Morty. I feel like if they just give time to the VAs to just practice before they do anything, it'll come out okay.
It's possible.
That's what they did for Rick and Morty's new VA.
It's entirely possible. The good news is, though, apparently they've already found a way to replace Dale's VA, which, let's be honest, there's no replacing him. He is iconic. But the voice actor for Khan and Cotton Hill will be trying his best to replicate Dale. And out of all of them, I think he stands the best chance.
Can I be real?
Given how many... I was say, given how many years have passed, like, canonically in the sequel, it would make sense for his voice to be a bit different, and as Yosh pointed out several podcasts ago, because he's always smoking, they could have a viable excuse from that.
Mm-hmm.
As I was gonna say, when you say Khan, I just thought of Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat for some reason.
Fair enough. All right, well...
I don't know why.
Let's see, there's a few more topics here that we can go over real quick. First off, we all know who the Russian Badger is. Apparently, he has a baby.
Oh yeah. God grabbed
Dad. Let's go.
God grabbed the Digimon face poser tool and made a child for him. That's how it came to.
Now he is the Russian Badger.
Yes, he is. I might have to make that a show title.
Badger? Well, Russian Badger, more like Russian father now.
And if he ever leaves and skips out on child support, he can be called the Russian Dodger.
Ah.
There's no.
Please don't fulfill your
yes,
yeah.
I know what my nickname is. I was there when it was written, foul witch.
but seriously,
for context viewers, Raven in my server is named Raven Prophet of Doma.
Rob, no, don't.
The milk
don't
chase
say
speed
that.
run.
I hate you.
All right. So
write that down.
There's a few other things that we got to go over real quick. I'm sure we've all heard about what's been going on at the Syracuse, New York TCG player office and how it's been shutting down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Wait,
Somebody
what
came
now?
in. Eternal Requiem.
The frig are you?
Is that a new person?
I have no clue.
No.
It looks like he's a friend of yours.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, welcome to the podcast, Requiem.
Welcome to the show, Eternal. Sorry that we didn't have anything prepared for you. We didn't know you were coming. That's where the pre-show usually exists, so everybody has a chance to join in before the show starts.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, you intended to have him come in?
Me and Eternal actually know each other in real life.
Oh, that's cool. Well, listen, you're welcome to stay if you want. I just won't really have anything that I can throw up to represent you in the show, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, I guess. But
It doesn't seem like they're saying anything.
that might actually be a reason for that.
Maybe.
Mhm.
Well, I guess just.
Yeah,
I don't know, just
I see why. Okay,
Fuck it.
so
fucking Mr. Beast style jump scare, I guess.
back on topic though, regarding the TCG player office, apparently eBay has sent guards down to intimidate and harass the employees on their way out the door.
Which is disgusting work. It's that point that
The harrowing consequences of modern day capitalism.
And that's why eBay has to rot in hell.
yeah. I can you say lawsuit inbound?
Can you
this
say
makes
lawsuit in Spanish?
Oh god, don't start that. We're gonna have to talk about how apparently Dora the Explorer learned the word Sigma.
No.
I wish I was kidding. It was actually in an episode.
It's just a letter in the Greek alphabet. There's nothing wrong with saying that.
I think we just broke the show.
No.
Sigma show
And
break.
No.
we learned the word Sigma.
No.
All right.
Show title list. Can you say lost in Spanish, and can you say Sigma in Spanish?
We'll see. Oh, yep, there it is. Thank you for bringing up the Cyber Chimp content. I appreciate that.
I hate you. I hate you so
That's
much.
That's a fucking thumbnail and a
His-
half.
His mouth is a smart pistol. He don't miss.
Oh,
Well, let's go ahead and get back on topic because we got two more things to talk about real quick. I'm sure you guys have been hearing about how Discord has been infatuating themselves with AI usage and has actually been secretly inserting bot accounts into every server.
I already banned
Yeah.
them from mine.
Exactly.
Elite. Well, the thing is, you can't. If like my server, we have bots. If you try to remove it, it just breaks the bots. The other bots, spite.
Well, the good news is they've got them inserted in the form of normal user accounts, so you can ban the user accounts without the bot programs being interfered with.
If I can figure out how to do that, I'm going to do that for mine.
I
but-
believe we mentioned that in Tech Talk a few weeks ago. Rom, at some point, if you'd be so kind as to send him or drop it in here, the user number accounts that were pictured so that he can go and do that to his own server, I'd appreciate that. But
Thanks.
that's for
Also-
another time. Point is,
Yeah, I dropped
Also,
it in here because I'm on Sen's server.
thank you much.
Also, there's at least some good news. Like at least the thing has to be manually used to steal stuff apparently. So
Yeah, and if you include a watermark, it also kind of ruins their ability to do much. But the point is that we don't want it at all.
or if you just include a meme apparently. But yeah, don't want around. I want to fucking kill Discord for it, even though this site is basically how I interact with all you guys.
So,
I love my pewter. It's where my friends are.
well, the last bit of news to share before we actually get into the meat of the show is actually a little bit of self-promotion. I finally finished editing and uploading the first episode of the first official session, rather, of my tabletop role-playing game, Fate Prism. It is on my channel. It actually went live this morning, and for the next 6 days, there's going to be soundtrack pieces released as well as separate videos, followed by, hopefully, session number 2 right after that.
Hell yeah.
And as
Nice.
you can see from the thumbnail, there are some interesting characters.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm actually seeing it.
very nice.
Yeah.
I should it's probably technically spoilers, but AI Ignister kind of has a small amount of PTSD from one of these characters. That's all I'm gonna say.
I was just about to say. Can you
It's
guess
not
which
quite.
character? Can you guess which character triggers his Vietnam flashbacks?
I don't know, but I know what triggers Rob's, and that's Aosmod with Kursari BT5 Rush.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've messed around. We've piddle farted around enough. I think it's time to get into the actual meat of the show. So let's start off with the wrestling segment. Go right ahead, buddy.
Okay, so I directly start with something because I have this fresh from the press that Maria May is joining WWE. She already signed the contract.
Nice.
If you
Honestly,
don't know, she got released a few days ago from AEW.
Honestly, seeing her work in AEW, I'm actually happy she's going to the WWE. It's just a matter of whether they end up fucking it up or not.
Seeing how great Penta did land in WWE and also Ethan Page and now Ricky Starks, there's hope. But now to the sad news first. I don't know if you guys heard it, but R-Truth, Carlito and Valhalla got released. I mean, I'm not so sad about Valhalla, but I'm sad about mostly because of Ron and Carlito. Both were amazing legends, living legends, which had a legacy in the company and were always loyal to them. And then now they get kicked out because they are too old and too expensive. And honestly, F you Triple H that you did this. At least give them a legend contract. Especially since both of them were still in the middle of feuds. R-Truth was in a feud with John Cena still, despite him losing at Saturday Night Main event, and Carlito was involved deeply in Judgment Day stuff. And the backlash follows directly with with WWE was successful to silence the crowds in the halls via silencing them since they all shouted truth the entire shows. We want truth, we want truth. Where is our truth? Where is Carlito? You can tell people are, including me, are pissed about this.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
mad people are not happy about it, right?
Yeah, there is no good reason why you would get rid of someone who is having a big career renaissance, is currently one of the biggest merch movers in the WWE store. Seriously, that shirt he had was selling gangbusters, and now it's removed because R-Truth is removed. There's no reason that makes Triple H look any good.
Yeah, especially Ron, who was part of the company for 70 years without leaving it once. And also the fact I remember this guy when he was a heel and part of Nexus and had his legendary feud with John Cena in the past. The next kinda sad news is that Joe Hendry lost his TNA championship to Trick Williams on NXT. Which
To be fair, it could be a way to him to fully transition into a full-time contract with WWE.
Yeah, I come to that, okay? But this is kinda historic because never won a WWE wrestler the title of another company. And now holds it there. But how Trick Williams won also with Joe Hendry did land on his own title belt during the finish with his head front. And then I don't understand why he's not allowed to have a rematch for the title. And also that Joe Hendry was blamed for it in the TNA locker room for it.
Oh.
Oh, that
Like,
shit.
Of course, this was all story-wise. They didn't blame him for real, but now I come to this point. I also think it's because WWE wants Joe Hendry in the rows, and I think he will make his debut at Survivor Series War Games this year because that's exactly the time where his contract at TNA runs out. And another thing people also see in this is they think that WWE just how do you say, just consumes TNA secretly, like they did with ECW in the past. Where they also said, yeah, it's an alliance, and then they secretly bought it out. And people think the same is happening with TNA now, for how weak they let the TNA wrestlers show. And also in regard of our league titles, we have at Worlds Collide, which is tomorrow afternoon, before Money in the Bank, we have as the main event Vikingo versus Chad Gable for the AAA Championship. And that just leaves a bitter taste in my mouth because what if Chad Gable wins the title also? That will make people even more suspicious.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it would be a shame if Chad wins the title and not El Grande Americano.
Ah, shut up, dude. They are the same person.
Look, literally in El Grande Americano's debut, we saw a shot of Chad Gable having an interview with El Grande Americano taken away in the background.
That was just a foul double that WWE tries to fool us.
All right, let's keep the topic rolling. You don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, let's keep rolling. Yeah, then now I come to talk about Money in the Bank, and I will make this short. I will just give my prediction about this. And my first prediction is that Seth Rollins will win the Money in the Bank briefcase. The second prediction is that Rhea Ripley wins the women's briefcase. My third prediction is that Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso win the main event against Logan Paul and John Cena by Cody pinning Logan Paul. And my fourth prediction is Cody Rhodes, and now watch out, this is a spicy one. After the match, when Cody and Jay celebrate, Cody will finally turn heel and will beat the hell out of Jey Uso. And now we come to my 5th prediction. Seth Rollins comes out and cashes successfully on Jey Uso, and we have a new champion. While John Cena sits at the outside of the ring and laughs his ass off as Cody Rhodes turned heel and Seth Rollins successfully crashed in.
You know what? These are all pretty reasonable assumptions, I think.
Like, yeah, if you think like that, Cody Rhodes got booed out of the strip back at Las Vegas. And why would it change now? Of course, I said that at one event he got cheered on once again, but honestly, in the match at Money in the Bank, I see him booed out of the stadium again, and his superhero gimmick where he unbeatable he's done with it. People won't buy it anymore. And that's why the heel turn is needed at this point.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm done, I think. Not that I forgot something else this time again. No, I'm done.
Well, if you do remember something that you forgot, feel free to let me know and we'll give you an extra minute or two to talk about it. Next topic on our list would be the Lorcana segment. Raven, what do you got for us?
There has been a lot of news, but there is one particular detail I gotta rip the band-aid off of real quick before advancing, because it hit me like a freight train after the last podcast. So, last podcast I was ecstatic about the ban list. I figured there'd be no set rotation. Literally the next day, Ravensburger declared, yeah, there's going to be set rotation. Now, this may seem... Now, I get it. I made the assumption too soon. Honestly funny that it happened literally the next day.
I think maybe you just manifested with your gift of prophecy. Your
Entirely
stand.
possible.
Mm-hmm.
But now,
no power, Apollo, the gift of prophecy.
Now you all may be wondering, oh Raven, does this mean you're gonna quit? And ironically enough, no, because one, I've already invested so far into it, might as well stay. I mean, it's 2 years old now, and two, well, I like the approach they're taking, because they announced that as far as set rotation goes, they're going to be taking the Pokemon approach, where instead of needing to needlessly buy the same card over and over again because that certain printing is legal, they just said, well, if a card gets reprinted in a set, you can still play the older printing of the card and so on and so forth. And we did get a lot of neat reprints recently, but alongside the standard format, we got a few other formats that will be just as promoted as standard. Two of which, one official and one unofficial. The official one is an eternal format called Infinity Constructed, which I will be primarily focusing on. You know, Ravensburger saw how bad the investment caring for something like MTG's set rotation was, so they just said, you know what, fuck it. Standard, you can still play your cards if they've been reprinted. Infinity Constructed, well, you got an infinite canvas at this point. Have fun.
Fair enough.
And then the unofficial community-made format, which has been getting some traction, they found a way to input a commander format into the game called Heroic Format. Heroic Format is a format where it's a 100-card singleton format, the exception being any cards that break the card limit rules, like Dalmatian Puppy Tailwagger, who says you, and of course the microbots. But basically, you have a 100-card deck, but then there are free cards. You know, Commander format, you have the one legendary card that basically defines everything. No, you get free cards, because the point of Heroic format is that you're telling a sort of story, and this is your storyboard. You have one character of the legendary rarity, which is the main character, a character with the ally typing, which is the sidekick, and a song that your main character can quote-unquote sing. and these cards define the ink coloring code of your deck, and you can have 3 ink types instead of the usual 2.
So basically, we're telling a musical.
Yeah.
That's how to explain the whole storyboard aspect, but you still play normally. It's just a fun little twist.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you're basically kind of making a Disney movie that's good in the card game.
Yes, even if it is wacky shenanigans.
Damn, who knew the Disney movie where fucking Iron Man teams up with Olaf the Snowman to kill Thanos?
Which actually does remind me, because, that Band-Aid ripped off and me going into detail on why I'm not quitting when there's still some decent options here. Yeah. We got product updates for the new Fabled set, and we got a few interesting themes and reprints to go along, as well as the list of products brought to us by a channel on YouTube called Inkborn Heroes. So I'm going to just post that in like a little bundle here. Basically, we got what the booster box and stuff is going to look like. We got some accessories. The most notable ones are definitely the deck boxes and the playmats. Oh yeah, the deck boxes and the sleeves in the first image just expose what one of the themes are for Fabled, which is a Goofy movie. So, with cards centered around Max, Powerline, and a few others. Powerline, we got a glimpse of his card. He is the first singer-type character outside of Amber, so they're really experimenting onwards.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then we got the collection starter set with Little Tailor Mickey as the cover, alongside a Tinkerbell promo, a really good reprint of a sought-after card for Steel-type decks. Really... Connor could even tell you how good it is. I put that shit in his deck.
Yeah, it's really good.
But yeah, then next to that we got, the 2 starter decks that tie in with Fabled. Ariel and Mulan are getting their own for Sapphire and Amber, with noteworthy reprints as well. And then of course Max and Powerline, which are going to be Ruby Emerald. So that ought to be really fun to experiment with when that comes out. And then as of set 8 with Reign of Jafar, we got leaks of what the enchanted cards are going to be looking like. I mean, the set's already out, so this is like partially of what to expect, but Fabled announced that in between Legendary and Enchanted there would be a new rarity. This rarity is called Iconic, basically reprints of old cards in this rarity with upgrades to their artwork. And I'm liking it so far with this example.
That's good.
And then I feel like the last piece of news we got is a sneak peek sort of spoiler for set 10, Wishes in the Well, where we got exposed 2 new themes from that. The 2 new themes. Hello.
It's Yosh.
You made it.
Yosh is here.
But yeah, the 2 new themes that were teased and hinted at for Wishes in the Well set 10, Black Cauldron and a Saturday morning classic, Gargoyles.
Nice.
Clean.
Cool.
There is quite the direction they could go with Gargoyles, especially giving the 2 factions with Goliath and Demona / Xanatos. Especially when it comes to color coding to really identify with those lots. So that ought to be fun to also see. Black Cauldron especially.
You're telling me that I could have a deck with our GOAT, David Xanatos?
Seems like it.
I mean, if he gets made into a card, because Lorcana is one of those games where it's like, I don't know if Weiss Schwarz also does it, but when they introduce a theme, sometimes they'll add in everything, and sometimes it's a bit of a slow burn, but they do cook the slow burn approach.
Well, when it comes when it comes to their TCG, with their English properties, it's kind of a 50-50 coin toss. When it comes to the Japanese version, though, they usually include at least one for everything or everyone that matters.
What about Monsters Inc.?
They have not done any Pixar properties yet, and I feel like if they did a Pixar property, they'd start with the first one, Toy Story, for the obvious reason.
Makes sense.
No, I was referring to Weiss Schwarz.
They've created a Pixar series, and unfortunately, it's locked out of the U.S. It's only for non-U.S. properties, but now's not the time for that. It's Raven's turn to talk, so let's let him continue.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Rom posted. Speaking of Infinity format, aka the Eternal format, Infinity Weekend at Worlds has been announced, and those who participate will be able to get a copy of A Whole New World, the promo version of it, and the reprint, aka promo reprint. A Whole New World is a really stupid fucking card that's really funny, and has seen a lot of meta play because, how should I say this? It's just Morphin Jar that you can play for free if you have a 5-cost or higher character in play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's a song card, and 5-cost or higher characters can quote-unquote sing it by tapping themselves. That's fun.
Indeed.
Funny you mentioned that, because I remember seeing a video. Somebody was like cheating in Lorcana by like stacking his deck to get like get an evil queen that's like 1 cost. Shift that, and then use her to sing the card.
Yeah, I saw that same video, dude. There was a dude at a tournament that got caught live stacking his deck. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
To wrap up the news, I will say this: despite all of Disney's failings in the media department, I am so glad that despite all of that, I have managed to capture your all's interest to a degree with Lorcana.
Of course.
Now, I don't expect you all to, overnight be like, oh, teach me how to play, I would have invested in, where to start. No, it's just nice that I can talk about this at the very least.
Of course, yeah.
I understand that.
Like, can I be real? It was just honestly kind of nice having just like an outline to, like an outlet to just kind of talk about like the good Arctics music, even if it was just 3 songs last time.
We're more than welcome to give everybody a chance to speak about something they enjoy, especially if it's game related, so I don't mind that in the least. We just happen to have a limitation on time, so we can't drown on it.
Yeah, and that was the last thing I just wanted to bring up, and then I'll be finished here.
Alright.
Also, I'll save it for Digimon, but I do have some stuff I want to kind of talk about.
I think we can allow you to do that, but we'll get to that when it comes time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have Pokemon stuff, but like you said, I'll wait till we get there.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Of course.
We shall wait our turn.
And with that, we can move on to the next topic, which would in fact be the Digimon segment. Now, who wants to go first?
I say get the cards.
I want to talk about.
Ignisto will let you go first.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I do want to talk about one deck real quick. And funnily enough, that is in EX9, which is going to be releasing at the end of this.
I think I know what you're talking about. Is it N-WORD-MON?
Yes.
That's a show title.
Yeah, the thing is, that's, in fact,
yeah. So
we can't really say it in
EX9
case it gets Nanashi banned.
Don't worry about it. We'll make it work.
We'll just type the name.
No, hold on. I'm gonna give it a nickname. Be like the intended meaning behind the name.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's it? Okay, that's fine.
I was just thinking, what if we just call it the Eggman deck?
I was thinking of calling it Negative Mon.
That works.
That works.
Fair enough, yeah.
But I still like the idea of Eggman because of Eggman Nega.
Okay,
Honestly,
great.
yeah,
So now you're getting the Nashi
Sorry,
banned.
Eggman, what?
All right, let's keep it rolling. The more we drown on it, the more likely it is to be picked up.
Shut up.
Yeah. So
I said that. I just explain why I say call the Eggman deck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So in EX9, which is going to be releasing at the end of this month, more specifically the 26th, we get a new archetype in the form of the Negamon deck as a negative.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm gonna skip over the egg for right now. So we have Soundbird-mon, which is typical searcher. Look at top 3. Add a card with name and text, and a Battlemon and name. Eismon, which has rush, collision, meaning your opponents are forced to block if able, no matter if they have the keyword or not, because collision gives it the keyword anyways.
Yep.
And when it dies, you get to recover a thing, as long as it has name and text.
Yeah.
And it has a new keyword, assembly, which I'm not going to go into detail right now. Though it does require 4 scatter modes, which this new one, you can have up to 50 of them in your deck. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just say something funny?
Yeah.
The first time I read assembly, I just had the mental image in my head of like a bunch of Eismon scatter modes doing just like New Super Mario dry mode sounds, and it just into
I'm gonna go back a bit and be like, a minute. Did you say you could have 50 of them in a deck?
Yes.
Yeah. Some games actually have the ability to have specific cards that say you can have such a number or you can have any number of a certain card. Weiss Schwarz has a few of those itself, so it's not unheard of.
Yeah, even Vanguard has that.
Yeah.
There's
I remember seeing a deck where it was like that for 50 cabbages.
There's a lot of examples in that in Digimon thinking about. There's D-Reaper with the Searchers, there's Aeosmon with the level 5 Aeosmon, there's...
And then Galacticmon with Vemon.
Yeah, I just said him.
Alright.
Now the upcoming Eaters with the Eater Specimen.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, this new Eismon, on play, discard a thing with name and text to draw 2 cards, so that's neat.
It's pot of greed.
Yeah. It's next up Raremon. On play and on evolve, Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, and when it dies, play a level 4 lower card with a Digimon card with thing and text from your hand for free. And for every two name in your trash, you add 1 to the level maximum. So if you have all 4, then
level 6.
Well, yeah, 6 or lower.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot to mention the inheritables, but like the first thing that I mentioned, all have inheritables that were during all turns. This Digimon gets +1 KDP. Yay!
Except for Rare.
Yeah, this one has the inheritable where when attack targets change, whether it be yours or the opponent's, if this card has a Battlemon in its name, then unsuspend it. So that's neat. And it's all turns too.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Hold up. Reading a Battlemon core, I just realized that's disgusting if you could put it under it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep the ball rolling then.
Yeah, so next up, not the core, but the actual Abatamon. On play or on evolve. If there are 4 or more total things
Friendmon.
in your trash, Friendmon. In your trash and your Digimon's Digivolution cards, you may play the core from your hand or trash to an empty space in your breeding area for free. And at the end of all turns, by placing 1 level 6 or lower Digimon card with friend in its text from your trash as this Digimon's top Digivolution card, delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon with the same level as the card you place with this effect. And just like Eismon, it has assembly. This time for 4 Friendmon.
Oh, by the way, if you place another Abatamon, that you can get rid of level 6.
Yes.
It also means that it's basically protected from Digivolve because it just goes back to a Batamon.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much. Because it does place it at the top of its evolution sources, not the bottom.
Yep.
And
So
boy,
basically, it's just dedicated to be as annoying as possible.
Yep.
I mean,
especially when you get to the core.
I mean, if you look at a Battlemon, bro looks like kind of a budget version, fodder from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, but also the Pride arms and stuff. So
Yeah.
He is the nuisance.
Anyways, now the core. While it's in the breeding area, during the opponent's turn, when one of your opponent's Digimon attacks, by returning 4 Friendmon from your trash or your Digimon's Digivolution cards to the bottom of your Digi-Egg deck, it just moves out to the battle area. Because why not? And keyword soup! Never thought we'd have such a thing in Digimon, but here we are. It has Collision, Piercing, Security Attack +1, Reboot, and Blocker.
Damn, this thing's tricked out.
Yep.
Mhm.
5 keywords.
And,
That's nasty.
Yeah. And
I like-
it has...
I like to call that the buddy fight brick.
Okay, anyways, it has 3 triggers on its last effect. When it attacks, when it evolves, and something new for this card, when it moves from the breeding area to the battle area. That is something I never thought I'd see on a card. By placing... By placing 3 level 6 or lower Digimon cards with Friendmon in their text from your trash as the Digimon's Digivolution card, delete all of your opposed Digimon with the lowest level.
And one more thing. It's not once per turn.
Yeah.
Say what?
Damn.
Yeah, not once per turn. Now,
Where's the once per turn tie?
We're fine.
Where's the once per turn, Mansley?
now,
Where's the Abanamon, Mansley?
Now, that begs the question. What does this Friendmon do? Well, it is your main level 2 for the deck. While it was in the breeding area, during all turns, it can Digivolve, and effects cannot delete this or trash it. So, no Digivolving this, sadly. Or deleting it with Proto-Gizmon, but details.
Also, can I just add one thing quickly? One thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like the fact that it also just says you can't trash it is set up for possibly something to do with the Eater cards.
Anyways. Okay. Anyways, while in the breeding area, on main, once per turn, you may play 1 card with Friendmon in text from your hand with the play cost reduced by 2. For each copy of this card in the Digivolution sources and or in your trash, it's further reduced by 1. So by the time you get your 4th copy out, that is a total of a 5 cost reduction.
And it also places itself as the Play Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. Don't forget that.
Yeah, that. And inheritable. The opponent's turn. Pretty much whenever your opponent attacks, you can just redirect the attack to like whatever Digimon you have that has its name and text. So yeah, that's neat.
It's kind of
you don't really care. Yeah, you don't really care about the inheritable like early on in the game. You just want to swing with everything.
You want to build the trash up, Gordon?
Yeah,
Exactly.
big time.
Yeah, so overall, I am really excited for the deck. I doubt it's gonna be meta or anything, but I feel like it's gonna be like pretty fun if you build it correctly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I tried it against Hunters. It did not go well. Yeah, for the deck, I'm done.
Alright. So back to EX9, which, as already stated, is coming out on the 26th. We do have a few more other major cards revealed. One such is Kaguyamon from the Digimon Liberator web series, which is an extension of the Senjuomon playstyle, and it is gonna be vile.
I'm excited for it. It seems cool.
Yep.
Yeah, well, considering the tamer in question being the literal sister of
Considering who the tamer is.
We then also got an extension of the Omnimon Alter S playstyle, which now includes French Alter S.
Oh,
Yeah, because it has the French colours blue, white, and red, much like BT20 Omnimon X. And the final secret rare of the set has been revealed to be Chimeramon with 10,000 1000 DP. But mind
What
it,
level
it's
is
a
it?
level 5.
It's a level 5.
And the
That
best case
is-
scenario, you're playing him for 3. And
Okay,
he
so
will
there,
become a freaking, and he can become a freaking 16,000
Yep.
DP.
there
mon.
has to be a catch to this.
There's not a catch.
Okay,
There
so I'm
is
gonna
no
predict
catch.
that this
It
card is
is-
going to do fucking nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty much just tied to the DM deck. That's the only problem
Yeah.
with it, but
It seems cool.
style for the deck.
Look,
Also,
I watched a video where and helped to get and try to get along whether Digimon cards were good or bad or not. I noticed a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
It's what I'll say.
Yeah.
I mean, with this one, it seems cool because you can get like a ton of funny effects. So I kind of like it. I might try it out.
Yeah.
Alright, and then we're going into the next set, which is Cyber Eden. We've already got a few reveals for this set, a handful of reveals. Which all primarily have the Cyber Sleuth traits. We've already have reveals for 3 of the tamers of Ami Iber, the protag of Cyber Sleuth.
female one.
Nokia, which is the Omnimon tamer, and Arata Sanada, which is the Diabormon tamer, who they've also decided to make as Eater support, which I totally get, but the effects as a Diabormon player, I am extremely conflicted on.
I, however, find it funny because I'm just going to say, I don't know if it's on the stream right now or not, but the fact that you can redirect attacks while blocker just means earlier on you could just make your opponent trigger your floating effects so that the vibe check Caramon is live because they gave you a token.
Yeah.
Also, we got more Diabormon cards, which means me and Ori are very happy because we get to bully Dran.
Well, as long as they make data squad stuff for my lord and savior of all manhood, Marcus Damon, I'll
But
live.
it's not gonna be from Cyber Sleuth because he's not in Cyber Sleuth.
No.
There was stuff from BT21 though. Not BT, yeah, BT21.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love these.
Yeah. But that does finally bring us into the final topic of Digimon.
Wait. There's one other tamer we didn't say.
Oh,
Reveal
Jimmy Ken. Oh no, yeah.
Reveal Jimmy Ken.
All I'm gonna say is get ready for Galaxy 2.0.
At least this one is more restrictive since it is like specifically tied to the trait.
Yeah.
I do hate this dork in the games, but he's kind of funny, and it does kind of seem like he is going to make the deck good, which, you know, I'll take it because I'm going to be real, I love the Cyber Sleuth games. I got into them recently.
It was worth it, yeah.
I'm just going to quickly take it off tangent quickly, if that's okay, because it was what I was going to say. I got into Cyber Sleuth games, I've fully beaten base Cyber Sleuth, and I'm just finished Hacker's Memory's main story. Right? I love both. Hacker's Memory made me cry. Cyber Sleuth made me happy. I enjoy them both, and yeah, I want to find out more Digimon games to play. That's all I was gonna say.
Well, you're in luck because we can now move
Yeah.
into the final
Also-
part of the Digimon topic. The new Digimon story game, Time Stranger.
Yeah,
We now have an official release date for this game
it
on
is.
the 3rd of October.
Yeah,
And by the looks of things, this is going to be a game all about the Olympus 12, a set of Digimon that really haven't gotten a lot of love beside maybe Mervamon in Cross Wars.
Mervamon
Well, I mean-
is technically older Minervamon.
Yeah, well, for Mervamon, it's like it's not really acknowledged that she is like a member of the
Yeah.
Olympus 12.
She's her own character, really. She's her own.
Yeah, basically the same case. Yeah, basically the same case as Omnimon for Adventure.
Yeah. And of course, they've already revealed a promo card for it, and that being one of the protag Digimon of Aegiomon. Aegiomon, I've no clue how to pronounce. With an already
I think
established.
it's meant to be Aegis, so it's Aegiomon.
Digimon, yeah. And we
Also,
see we've already got the established trait of TS or Time Stranger. So I'm looking forward to Time Stranger, and I hope it does really well.
I am too. To possibly hold off, I'm gonna figure out how to emulate one of the older. But also, I have to say this. I don't know. This is kind of just my knowledge of like Greek mythology. But I feel like since the game's called Time Strangers, I feel like Aegomon might just become like an entirely time-based Digimon that's just like Chronos.
We shall see. But man, this Digimon segment has gone on for quite a while.
So I noticed.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry about that.
Be right back.
We'll be here.
No worries.
All right. So was there anything else you needed to cover, or was that about it?
No, that's it.
No,
I do want to being really happy with Cyber Sleuth.
Yeah. I do want to say something real quick. Tomorrow I might show a video about the Olympus 12 in Ori server.
Okay.
Cool.
Neat.
Play Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, guys. It's great. They're both great. They deserve it. And when they go on sale, they're €5.
Fair enough.
You get two full JRPGs. For pocket change. Do it.
Yeah, I'd argue like a full price is like justifiable enough. I don't remember how much it is.
You know what the sad part is?
60. It's 60. You buy one, get one free.
You know what the sad part is? When you said pocket change, I immediately thought of pocket sand, and that's got to be a stark upgrade, going from pocket sand to pocket change.
Pocket sand mod.
I'm just saying, you do get stuff for both of them.
Listen,
Pocket
Dale
sand
would
mod.
throw nickels at someone for the hell of it. I
feel like Devimon would do that to Edgemon. He's just pocket sand.
All right, well, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic then, which would be the Pokemon segment. Yosh, you mentioned you had something for us.
Alright, so, wait 1 sec, because I gotta put, some pictures and I have to push the talk. Give me 1 sec to read.
Oh, so the Pokemon ZA trailer sucks. Cool, good to know.
I mean, the trailer sucks.
ZA, already confirmed pre-orders are available. I don't care about that. What I care about is something goofy happened. I have to lead into it though, because if I just bring it up, it's just gonna be like, what the hell? So as y'all know, dark types are like the best when it comes to like offense support. Like they've given us some real bangers. They've given us Tyranitar, Urshifu, Single Strike, Murkrow, Yveltal, even, you know, like dark types essentially just really good. So then y'all might understand my slight surprise when I see that a freaking Scraggy of all things just got an invitation to Worlds for getting top 8 in a national.
Damn.
What? That's the first time I heard of this.
Hold on.
Yeah.
How?
I'm gonna go over this as best I can because even I'm still confused about it. It is second. It lost to a Wheezing Dondozo team. Basically, where like that team worked. Yeah.
What you say now?
It lost to a team of like it's all right. Calyrex Shadow, Koraidon, Brute Bonnet, Wheezing Galarian, and then Tatu Dondozo. How the team works is like for the one that won, it's basically Wheezing turns off abilities. Koraidon has ability shield, so it still gets Sun Up, and then everything else either doesn't need its ability or it works when Wheezing isn't there. In the case of like Brute Bonnet, for example, and Calyrex just doesn't give a damn anyway. It doesn't get it turned off anyway.
Yeah.
For the second team, how this team works is it's hard Trick Room. There's 2 Trick Room stars on here: Calyrex Ice, and then Fergarath.
It's a Trick Room.
So
team?
how it works is like what you put one of them in, set up Trick Room. Scraggy has Fake Out. It flinches whatever the hell is going to stop your Trick Room from going up. It's got Eviolite, so it's really bulky, but it's also got Coaching, which is what enables the whole team to begin with. Not only that, the man who made the team, he built it so it was like 252 in both defenses and 4 in HP. Because it's gonna die in like 2 hits anyway. It's a Scraggy. It's gonna, you know, it might as well. There's no point playing HP. But the reason he went with Scraggy specifically is for two reasons. One, it's dark type, so it's immune to Prankster. So if anyone wants to run a Prankster, like say, what's a good Prankster Pokemon? Let's say, Murkrow. Since I used that as a reference. Someone wants to use Murkrow, it's immune to it. It's immune to Haze, it's immune to Fake Out, all that from coming off Prankster. And two, it's actually slower than everything else on the team, so it's gonna go first no matter what in Trick Room.
Welcome back.
So, yeah. Also, for the record, that means a Scraggy did better than Incineroar. 3 Incineroars, by the way.
Yeah.
3 Incineroars can't beat a fucking Scraggy.
Yeah, I'm just imagining this Scraggy is just having, it's having a Rocky Balboa moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's having the time of its life.
Exactly. It's like Hayao at Evo in Third Strike. Like, it's just crazy. I'm imagining all like the Focus Blast misses from the anime, and like, damn. I think there was a reason he was missing there. He was saving it up for here. But yeah, that basically means there's gonna be a Scraggy at Worlds, or Scraggy at Worlds, or if not Scraggy, the dude might pull out something different, because it's not the first time that we've seen something like this. If I remember correctly, we saw like a what is it called? Not Mousehold. That thing has always been good.
See you next time, Raven.
We saw like a Jesus Christ, well, it's not important. Basically, we've seen Pokemon that are not good. Like I saw a Sea King actually win a tournament once, which is goofy as hell. And that was a regional, so it wasn't like anything small. Anyway, it was that. There's nothing happening in TCG or in Pocket. TCG did get a new set, but it's nothing. There's nothing groundbreaking. It's all like Team Rocket Mons or Mons for what's her name, Cynthia, and I want to say Ethan, or whoever's the protagonist for Gen 4. Anyway, there's nothing outstanding in that. They might bring back Giovanni, but other than that, there's nothing good in that set. Excuse me. That's about it. I want to enlighten y'all in the art of winning a major winning a national with a Pokemon that has a lower base stat total than freaking Farfetch'd, actually.
Appreciate you keeping us informed on that.
They got fucking swept by fucking Scraggy.
All right, well, the next topic on the list then would be the Cardfight Vanguard segment. What do you got for us?
Understandable.
Okay, hold on. Can I start this off?
All right.
Okay, so we got reveals for my boy Daikaiser, and as well as a new mechanic, D-Legion, which for old school veterans is just regular Legion with some slight alterations. It does still mention the Legion mate, which for the case of Daikaiser here is Super Dimensional Robo Daiyusha. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit may return up to 2 trigger units that are neither heal nor over triggers with non-trigger cards for a total of 4 cards from your drop into your deck once. Search your deck for a specified card, D-Legion, and while in D-Legion, the Persona Write icon is lost. So, no Persona Writing, unfortunately. Which, for the case of Daikaiser, would matter because it doesn't have the Persona Write icon anyway. But, I'm a little bit conflicted on this, since it's not what I wanted. Because, no combining robot between both it and Shadow Kaiser, which we did get at the card. So, no great Daikaiser for me, unfortunately. But, nevertheless, I do like how they did with this version of Daikaiser. While it still has, its guard removal, effect. It even has the ability to, nullify a PG. Granted, only, once per game. Because, gonna have to manage the core. Which, I am a little bit sad about, but eh.
Yeah, that was sad, but you understand the necessity for not giving D-Police I punched the front row. Also,
so like aside from that, it is still like a Dimension Police, Dimensional Robo. So it does get like you do get to use like some of the old support, as well as some of the new ones that we got recently, which I'm not gonna go over because time. But that is one of the decks I am looking forward to. The other one, something I never thought I'd see, and funny enough, actually, before that, do you guys know the anime Bang Brave Bang Bravern?
Name rings a bell.
That got a collab set. Wait, that got a collab series here in the new set.
That was surprising to my eyes, because I saw brief moments of it, and the very blatant yaoi ending.
The collab actually is the reason why I decided to watch the anime, and dear God, it was good. I love that. So the boss monster for the deck, Bravern. It also has Elysian. And unlike Daikaiser, it has two mates, where it could be either with Superbia or Daikaiser. Yeah. And it's basically Discount Dragon Overlord in the D-Legion state, but that's fine, because, I don't think Friendgate has cards like it, aside from Dayusha. And you do have access to its various Bravern's various forms too, like Bang Bravern, which gets an additional drive if you have the base form, as well as Burn Brave Big Bang, which does everything. That's the best way to summarize it. You do also have like the supporting characters as support, and Superbia also has its own deck with like Lulu, which again won't go into detail because time. But aside from that, there is nothing else that interests me. Oh, yeah, we also got sneak previews of the Buddy Fight collab, which we will get official reveals next Thursday.
Cool.
I'm basically done. If Tim wants to add some things.
I might be copying Equilibra. Also, Lorcana got new stuff, and I'm like, because Equilibra gets a restander, well, a grade 1 restander. So now they can do 5 attacks. I'll send y'all a video so I'm not dragging the thing on for too long.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. I was actually gonna dip on out for the night, so enjoy the rest of the.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Alright.
Yeah.
See you next time, man.
Bye.
Night.
All right. So, is there any news that's worth mentioning on the show?
Well, there are some other reveals, but I don't care about them personally enough to talk about, so, no.
All right, well, how about you, Reborn? Is there any news worth mentioning on the show that you can think of?
Yeah, not really.
I actually do have something else.
Pokemon related, I assume?
No, Smash related. Hero won a major.
Oh.
Wait, no, major? It was either major or super major. Either way. Hero was like, it was stacked against them too. Like there was a bunch of Pithras, there was like Akazia, Rob, Game One. It was stacked in what do you call it? In that whole top 8, that whole top 16 in general actually. But yeah, Hero won a major, and this is a little character that everyone was saying they should ban on release, only it'd be like, oh no, he's mid, and well, now look at him.
Fair enough. But, all right, well, if that's the case, then we'll go ahead and just move on to the next topic in the list, which would be Weiss Schwarz. And there's really not much to talk about. The only new news is that the Rurouni Kenshin set is officially dropped, which I unfortunately don't have the money to afford right now, because all my money is going to other things.
How much is it?
Well, it's a full card set with trial decks, so it's, your guess is as good as mine.
Oh, it's not just the trial deck, it's like the deck and then like boosters?
Yep.
So are you saying it's for the deck itself, or like the whole? Are you trying to get the deck box? Is that it? Or the trial deck,
I see what you're getting. No, I'm actually kind of on the fence right now. I think now is probably a good time to mention I am basically taking a break from all card game related things. I'm still going to be talking about them, obviously, but at this moment in time, my financial situation has gotten to the point where I cannot financially support myself playing either game right now. I want to, but I can't because my money has priorities. So until that changes and or the game environments themselves get better, I'm just going to focus my efforts on my tabletop game and just come back when it's more convenient for me to participate.
If you just want some, dumb
Yeah,
fun
that-
with like some stupid decks and like Yu-Gi-Oh! Digimon, I'm down.
But I will say this, if I ever was to participate in Weiss Schwarz again and involve myself into the Rurouni Kenshin series, I would probably need to build the deck from scratch by buying like a booster box or two and just assemble the cards from that, because I don't think there's very much in the trial deck that I'd be able to use for the build I had in mind.
That's fair. I get that though. Like I said it earlier, but like I had more than $500 waking up this morning, and I still was like, you know what, the Switch 2 is not worth it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not to mention like just gaming in general, but the Switch 2 is like my main gripe right now because $500 for a console is crazy. A console that can't run Dust, by the way.
Yeah, Dust and Elysian
Like,
Tail is
shots
too
fired,
much
but
for the
it's
Switch
warranted.
2.
You know what's ironic about that? Do you know what's ironic
Dude,
about that?
I saw gameplay and I could count the frames on my hand. I'm not even kidding.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
This is something that someone just did. They managed to mod playing Guilty Gear Strive onto it and load it in like 1 second for the game. That Strive takes
No
ages to load
way.
games.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. Not to mention the Switch 2 has already been hacked, so, you know, their whole hack-proof
Day
Switch
one.
2
Mhm.
is a load of bunk.
Also,
Look,
as
I'll be
well-
honest. I've said this multiple times. The only reason that Nintendo consoles don't get hacked day one most of the time is because the people hacking them just don't give a damn.
Yeah.
But now that Nintendo's going out of their way to be petty, it's like the furry argument. Why piss off a man who spends $4,000 on a fursuit when he can spend $10 to send a pipe bomb to your mailbox? You know?
Exactly.
Like it's like that.
All right.
I think just moving on because quickly Rom just put something valid. They literally just revealed this earlier. Sonic Crossword Racing, you can play as Hatsune Miku, Ichiban from Yakuza, Joker from Persona 5.
I'm sold.
Yeah, that's already
And
better
there's
than anything
also-
I've seen.
There's also going to be Minecraft Steve.
That's fantastic.
You had me
And
at
also-
Hatsune Miku.
All right, all right.
Yeah,
Ed
Hold on, and
Sonic
also-
the Werehog.
and SpongeBob, if I remember correctly.
There's
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
be
Tim just mentioned that. Nice timing. All right, let's go ahead and just...
SpongeBob and the Ninja Turtles.
Fair enough. Let's go ahead and just move into the next topic then, because there's not much else to talk about Weiss Schwarz related. Although I should probably answer your question now that I'm thinking about it from before. I haven't been looking into the Marvel or Pixar packs because both of those are dedicated, locked to literally any country outside of the US. Asia and Oceania has them. We legally cannot use them. Go figure. But let's go ahead and take this opportunity to drift into the Yu-Gi-Oh! News. And there's quite a bit to go over, so I'm going to try and keep it brief. First off, YCS Providence results popped up, and to nobody's surprise, the top decks were mostly Mitsurugi and or Ryzeal. Go figure.
Oh wow,
Oh,
the
boy.
sky sure
joy.
is blue this time. of
Also
year.
in the new Sky Blue.
Yeah. But on the upside,
Sky's blue, grass is green, and the air is technically wet. What's new?
Don't forget, Pot of Greed is banned still.
Simo beat Cancer.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay, that's golden.
There's
Let's
no
go.
way it was going to beat the protagonist.
Yeah.
Literally.
Good to see you, Double Helix. We were just now getting to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Topic, and we just talked about how Simo has completely beaten Cancer.
Well, he's not here.
Happy
so-
for him.
Oh no, he's in the chat.
Oh,
And yeah,
he's
apparently
probably
he
watching.
went in and got a test done, and there is 0 cancer in the test. Good for him. So let's
Yep.
go ahead and get into this Master Duel news. We got updated to client version 2.3.0 on May 9th, which came with a bunch of improvements. The impact, first off, is the impact list, which has icons explaining the restrictions that you have on you during the game, including things like negations and basic floodgate abilities, which super simplifies the game state. Cards you select are now surrounded in a yellow frame, which makes them much easier to see. Pre-game matching screens now display player titles, so we can see all the stuff you wasted your time on. They increased the speed of the excavation-rich visuals, which is fantastic. Why hasn't EDO Pro done the same? They gave Charmy cards effects animations.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
They added undo and clear deck options to your deck editor. Don't know why that wasn't there from the beginning.
Same.
Auto build lets you specify only cards that you own or sort them by rarity or any other combination that you like now, which is cool. You can apply accessories
I don't care about Master Duel.
Yeah. You can now apply accessories outside of just the deck builder area. They've improved the solo mode filters, and they've allowed you to filter room matches based on Forbidden and Limited list.
I think they also added some Forbidden and Limited cards to be craftable.
Yeah.
Also, like if you want to play Edison or whatever.
Yeah, they did that too. Let's see. Then there's the matter of the ban list they released for May 31st, which limited Bonfire and OSS Snake Eye, semi-limited Maiden of White, Sage with Eyes of Blue, and Branded Fusion, and unlimited Nimble Beaver, Sprite Blue, Sprite Jet, and Nadir Servant.
Yeah, I have to say about something this. Don't worry, I won't go into a rant. Just last Sunday was the Meta Weekly with the new ban list for the first time. Despite that Sprite was there a lot because of the unban hype, but it lasted just for one tournament and they didn't do well as well, since they got clapped left and right by Fiendsmith decks. What a surprise. Like, this proves that all their decks can come back at full power and they won't do anything, except maybe in Roach tier and for casual people. So excited for them that they can play Sprite now.
Pretty much, yeah.
But about OSS, because I think it belongs to be banned. Funny situation. Last Sunday in Meta Weekly, my round 1 match was against Snake Eyes Fiendsmith, while I played Fiendsmith Control, that aside. I know it was at fault, but also playing the Cancer. But I went first, had full board, negated every player of my opponent, and then the last card in hand was Damn Wanted Seeker. They searched Diabel, special summoned Diabel, set OSS and went full combo, had full board and finished me. Like, this is just bullshit.
Just another reason I don't play the game right now.
Mate, I feel
the TCG banned OSS for a reason. And that is exactly that reason.
And they'll probably ban it on Master Duel before too much longer. But,
Amen.
But moving down the list, they also announced a new Tactical Try event, which included decks based on Exorcister and Rescue Ace.
Oh.
Now, here's something kind of interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, here's something that actually is interesting, though. The Dice Rally event. Apparently, this is a game mode where you can earn points by winning games that give you an opportunity to buy dice rolls and progress on a giant game board. And you get bonus points for doing daily tasks, obviously. And it came with Trial and Loner decks based on Wing Dragon of Ra, Generator, and Atlantean.
What's unfortunate is
I always think it's funny that, like, out of all the, Egyptian gods, everyone said Obelisk was, like, the best one out of the 3, and then Ra immediately was like, I can't have that, not in my house. I'm the king of the Egyptian gods. And then immediately made, like, 5 different cards that are all staples.
Yeah. Also, the Dice event apparently lets you play with random perks and abilities, which is kind of awesome. I'm not going to lie, though, when I first saw the name Dice Rally, I thought maybe they were actually implementing a Dungeon Dice Monsters side option. That would have been cool.
But the event was super fun.
I wish, dude. I wish.
Like,
watching Master Duel is not cool.
Yeah, I would love for them to bring back Dungeon Dice, but digitally.
They could make a whole game out of it, and that would be cool.
They could.
It could work on a phone, honestly. I mean, it worked with Pocket.
Yeah, they might be able to do that. That'd be kind of neat. Let's see.
Hell, it worked with the Pokemon TFG too, actually.
Oh yeah.
Make a game for it. But like keep it.
Please, Konami, listen to us
like,
and do it.
But like, don't make it like how Cross Duel was, where it's like obnoxiously clunky and stuff. And the only interesting thing from it is this humanized / feminized like monsters.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that was worth taking away from that. Well,
yeah.
Moving down the list.
Like just keep it to like a pool of some stuff from the anime stuff and like I don't know, like some random stuff from each area of the game.
Right.
That'll work.
Let's see. Next up, the World Championship Qualifier campaign has begun and will be taking place between May 27th and July 18th. So if you're planning on participating, have fun.
Oh.
And then we get to the new products that they've released on this platform. They've released Structured Deck Crimson Power Force, which is a Red Dragon Archfiend themed deck.
I wish I can play Master Duel on my phone, but it lags too hard.
Fair enough. Let's see. There's.
It sucks being played on phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On my phone, it's like fine. It's just the problem is like storage.
Ah. Let's see. Then there's the matter of Secret Pack Tranquil Benediction, which is Voiceless Voice and Nephthys. Then Secret Pack New Frontier, which is just everything associated with branded.
Wait, isn't this technically
And
the
the
second
arts
pack
of
that's
branded.
everything branded? They made 2 packs for everything branded, and there was no code, so...
Yeah. Then there's a Secret Pack Bonkers Bikers Wild Wheels, which is obviously Goblin Biker.
The riding around.
There's no one surprised.
Let's see. Then there's Selection Pack Wrath of the Tyrants, which has Evil Hero, Atlantean, Argostars, Punk, and Fiendsmith stuff. Then there's Selection Pack Gate to the Throne, which has Tearlaments, Horus, Rescue Ace, and Bestial.
I'm surprised it doesn't have Gate Guardian.
Tell me about it. Missed opportunity, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Literally.
And then the pack that I'm pretty sure all of us actually
I'm
give
sorry,
a
I don't mean to interrupt, just I heard that as Gate Guardian.
Ha. Then Selection Pack to Perpetual Maze, which I think is the only pack anyone here gives a crap about, which includes Materiactor, Crystron, Ryuga, and the Mimighoul cards. I remember Zib mentioning he was interested in that much.
Yeah. Because I'm happy the deck Master made the deck budget. That it only has 2 URs.
Wait, which one did you say it was? Mimighoul?
Yep.
My biggest fear was that Konami pulls another voiceless voice with it. And makes everything
Oh dear
UR.
God. Oh well.
Yes.
Well, thank God that's not the case.
Because you were
This is a
nervous.
certified Tenpai moment.
But on the bad news, that happened for Crystron. Like it caught all the UR bullets for Mimighoul.
Yeah, that made a friend of mine sad. Made a friend and so important sad.
Well, let's go ahead and flip. Go ahead.
And the funny thing is, on the new Pack Meta Weekly on Wednesday, I played against a very good player who was also part of Worlds in 2024. He played Crystron and I played Mimighoul Fiendsmith, and it was almost a 1 hour match, but I won. So Mimighoul better than Crystron.
Fair enough. All right, well, let's go ahead and move over to the TCG-OCG news. First off, I'm sure we've all...
Hold on. Before that, can I talk about like the Russian things real quick?
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay, so who remembers Zero the Man?
I do.
Oh, I do.
Yo, that's my goal.
Okay. Well, he got like his own dedicated deck in Rush Duels. So I'm gonna go over like 3 of them real quick since like we should already know what they are. 2 of which like have no effect. So that's that's additional. So we have the original Zero the Man, which same sideline as its TCG counterpart. Warrior of Zera, which is same size as the original, not a legend this time, so that's neat. And the accompanying spell, Zero Ritual, which does the same thing as its TCG counterpart. This is where the new cards come into play, which are exclusive to this series. So we have Zera the Evil Fiend, a retrain of the original Zera, where during the main phase, this card was ritual summoned. If there is a normal monster with 1600 attack in your grave, you choose a fiend type monster in your graveyard, except an effect monster, special summon it to your field. The intent is to bring back Zera, but someone in Ori's server mentioned Summon Skull, which is funny.
Interesting.
So
another goat.
Yep. Next up is Wanderer of Zera, a level 8 Earth with 2300 attack and 1600 defense, where you can tribute summon this card in attack position by tributing 1 normal monster with an original attack of 1600. And no requirement. The effect is just simply choose 1/0 ritual in your graveyard and set it to your spell trap card zone, which can include the original 0 of the ritual, or 0 Advent, which is also treated as 0 ritual while in your grave. Thank God.
Neat.
Is that a retrain or a rod? I mean,
It's a retrain.
No, retrain. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, retrain.
Okay, that's interesting.
Also, for this new Zera deck, I don't even think you need to run the OG ritual anymore.
No, you still
I mean,
do.
that's good. It was
Cause
fun.
like,
No,
No,
the
you
ritual
still need to-
monster, not spell.
no, you still need to run the original ritual monster, cause some of the support is like dedicated to it.
Right.
Oh.
All right. So what was the third card?
Okay.
Okay, so 0 Advent. It ritual summons either the original or the retrain by sending monsters from your field whose combined levels equal 8 or more. So typical ritual shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Next up is probably the weakest card in the series, in my opinion. It's Devil's Claw, where if you have 0 on the field, choose 1 card in your opponent's field and destroy it.
Okay.
Sure. And the last card in this series, Wicked Fire Blast of Zera. While if you have 0 on your field when your opponent normal spawns summons a monster, choose 1 card on your opponent's field and destroy it. Then inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. So that's neat.
Neat.
Yeah, this is the last of the 4 decks that came out within the last month that I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
Cause this just looks fun. So
All right. Well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
resume if that's all right.
yeah, I was done anyways.
All right. Well, let's get to the TCG OCG news then. Starting off with Battles of Legend Monster Mayhem and the incredible mayhem that came from it. First off, we got a full set release, and the list of cards on there look pretty damn good, but there's a problem. Apparently, there was a huge error in the printing, and the product has been delayed across all properties except for America.
Yeah, America has the good printing companies and Europe gets shit from Konami.
Yeah. If I understand correctly, it's been
Yeah.
delayed till sometime in August?
Yes, which
I'll be
affects
honest,
the rest of the nuts season.
Yeah, I noticed that. So
Damn.
that's going to be...
I'm gonna be
fun.
honest. We kind of need a W with everything going on in America.
Well, I'll be honest here. I feel like it would be cool, and I doubt it's going to happen, but stranger things have happened. I think it'd be cool if the people in America chose not to use those cards until the other properties in the world get access to them too.
They want to do that
That'd be
because
based,
EU
but let's be
players
honest,
use
there's too
every
many selfish people in
advantage
America.
they get.
I know.
Except Konami states that they aren't allowed to use it, but Konami won't pull this.
I know. I'm just saying that if that was the case, it'd be cool if the player base agreed, we are exclusive to this. It wouldn't be fair for us to use them when they don't have access to the same stuff. That's just me. But
Yeah, or at least treat it like its own game, like they do with OCG.
that could be fun too. But let's see. Next up, they announced a product called Retro Pack 2, which is apparently a sequel to the original Retro Pack from a couple of years ago. And it's going to have 101 cards, including cards with the OG card frames, names, and text. So that's kind of neat.
That's interesting. Like the OG one from like the first set.
I'm
From,
talking
like,
like
base
the
set?
original Japanese style templating.
Oh, those.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Then there's Limited Pack World Championship, which drops on August 30th, and is apparently available at World Championship Series Paris, which is a unique 21-card booster pack with a unique foiling specifically designed for the event.
How unique?
There's actually a link on the chat if you want to click that and take a look at the alternate. They've actually got an alternate Rarity Exodia as a proof of concept. Let's see. Next up, they announced a new product in the OCG called Structure Deck Power of Fellows, which appears to be a Yusei Fudo structure deck with 8 brand new cards.
Power of Fellas. that sounds kind of funny actually.
It does.
my fellas.
I'm guessing it's a junk deck, and it's probably going to have more junk-based cards.
It'd be cool for stuff to not just be Stardust.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get me
Like,
wrong, though.
I
The
don't-
Stardust stuff is cool, but we need
Yeah.
more interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I want to see them expand
Yeah,
on the
I was-
junk archetype.
Yeah.
It's not just that Yusei needs more interesting cards. It's just that the Yusei decks need good cards.
Yeah, that would help.
As in, does not die to a single bit of interaction.
Yeah.
RDA can push through interaction, so why can't you say?
Because Jack's the king, baby!
Yeah.
All right, well,
Yeah.
next up is Duma Dimensions, which has been confirmed to get a TCG release on September 26th. And they just also announced a slew of DDD support. I'm talking 2 main deck monsters, a Pendulum, a Fusion Pendulum, a Synchro, an Xyz, a Link 3, a Continuous Spell, a Continuous Trap. They tricked this archetype out.
The thing is, they gave DDD a legitimate finisher. They
gave them their own Zark.
Yeah, they gave them their own Zark, which is a legitimate finisher.
Mm-hmm.
They have a Link 3 that says, I Pendulum Summon twice.
Something that I do think is cool that is now you don't need to go immediately into Gilgamesh Mesh or anything, because now there's also options to just like make something to protect you from interruption, like High Wave King Caesar.
Yeah, that would help.
Because now you have easy access to 2 level 6s.
It would be awesome to see High Wave King Caesar used in an actual DDD deck instead of being Fiendsmith's bitch.
Yeah.
Also, real talk. Why is DDD's version of Zark easier to bring out than actual Zark?
Because he's archetype exclusive.
Yeah, because that one isn't tied to a specific spellcaster. Yes, I know there's fusion spells to like actually like bring it out, like Miracle Synchro Fusion. I think it's like the more common one. But the intent is to use Astrograph Sorcerer as seen in the anime and Chronograph with details.
Yeah.
Also, I just like the fact that Reishi just looked at Nibiru and said, I'm not dealing with that, so he made an anti-Nibiru card.
Yep.
Damn, he looked at Nibiru, the big-ass crack rock, and said, nah, not in my house.
They also released a KFC-inspired deck box that is clearly designed for Fire Kings, which is kind of cool.
I want this.
I do too.
I want.
I've never wanted something chicken-themed so much since I saw the KFC-themed game console.
Mm-hmm. You say its finger looking good?
Yeah. Alright, so next up is the World Premiere Pack 2025, which is set to release in the OCG on September 27th, and is their import pack containing all of our recent TCG stuff, like the Odeon cards.
Wait, I'm pretty sure that World Premiere Pack also has the Mimic stuff too.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see anything about that, but yeah, you're probably right. It probably would. Let's see, then there's the matter of the Duel Academia pack, which has Elemental Hero Thunder Giant retrain, a Water Dragon retrain, and an Armed Dragon level 3 retrain, which is fantastic. Oh, and apparently that pack from before will also contain Mitsurugi in the OCG, which is awesome.
You know it's the wanked thing about the new Thunder Giant? It basically says heroes run favorite contact or necrofusion, so you could board wipe on your opponent's turn.
That's fair. Let's see. Then there's the matter of the V-Jump promo we mentioned last episode. I believe it's called either Draw Pan or Draw Bread. And it's an interesting draw spell. You pay 200, draw a card, and reveal it if it's a monster, and either discard a card or draw again, depending on what attributes are in your graveyard, which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
They also did announce that the next V-Jump promo is going to be some more Dark Magician support, but I don't believe we have any more information other than that.
Oh, I remembered something I also wanted to say.
Oh, you remember what you were going to say?
Yeah, but finish your stuff first.
That's fine. We don't have much left to go. The last item on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card news list was actually the Tactical Tri-Pack, which has support for Dark Magician and Hero. And I gotta say, the stuff they gave them was pretty good. The official revealed support is 1 new fusion monster and 2 quick play spells for the Dark Magician side, and 2 Masked Hero main deck monsters and a new fusion monster for heroes.
Yo,
yeah, but
I don't hate heroes, but like, why did they get so much support? Dear God, that thing already is like a decent deck. Oh my lord.
Well, this is
probably just me being upset that like I found out today they gave QCR to Toon Kingdom of all things.
Yeah,
and the first thing in my mind was, hey, we're making it to 0-2 local with this card.
And that was pretty much all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game news I had. Now, Ziv, you mentioned you wanted to say something real quick?
Yeah, about wrestling-related stuff, I remembered something. So, WrestleMania 42 was meant to be next year in Orlando, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Now it's not anymore. It got cancelled there, and rumors say that it's happened in Las Vegas once again.
Ah, yes. Because
That sucks.
WrestleMania 41 was so good.
Did you
It's
go
not
over
like-
R-Truth getting released?
Like, it's not as if Las Vegas is cursed in terms of WrestleManias. 9.
Okay, then.
And also, according to those rumoring news, take this all with a grain of salt, of course. London is also in the talks with WWE to have WrestleMania there next year. So it's actually open where it happens, and the roster is really frustrated because of that.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, that was it. Was what I remembered.
Okay, fair enough. Well, we've officially reached the end of the card game segment, which means we're now on the tail end of the podcast. Now, is there something anybody wanted to talk about before we call it a night? I believe Connor. I believe Connor had something he wanted to talk about.
Well, I was gonna say, like, before that, I do want to bring up something real quick. In Rush Rules, Harpy is tier 0. I'm not kidding.
Because I whipped your ass in 2 games in a row last night in the match.
No, I'm not joking. There are people going around saying that Harpy is tier 0. FA told me this as well.
Neat. But anyway,
Okay.
this has been a big month in regards to Doctor Who. Because not only do we have 5 episodes to go over, and one other big bit of news that is also a spoiler for the last episode I'm talking about, but I'm going to go through these as quick as I can. So, episode 4, Lucky Day, it was basically Love and Monsters 2, but still decent. Considering I don't mind Love and Monsters at all, I think it's a pretty underrated story. And I even like the Absorbaloff in that story. Fuck you, fight me. It is kind of a shame how lame duck the ending was, but it's overall a decently paced retake on a relatively disliked series. Well, not disliked series, a relatively disliked episode. Next was Story on the Engine, by far the best episode of the season. It had the mixture of the sci-fi weirdness that Doctor Who is known for, as well as a more deeper story underneath it, with a fair amount of heft and emotion to it all. And the acting from both Ncuti Gatwa and Verada Setu is top-notch. Basically all around, but especially here. And hey, it's nice to see the fugitive Doctor make a return. So that she isn't trapped in the hellscape that is the Chibnall era.
Oh, yeah.
I need to go for the night.
Oh, okay.
Getting late.
Night, Okami.
See ya.
Have a good night, man.
Good night.
I was gonna say, this season my favorite episode was the one with Mr. Ringading.
Yeah, Lux is pretty good. But I still think
It
my
might be my
favorite
bias
is...
towards Rubber Hose.
Yeah. Still my favorite. Still, Story Engine is my favorite this season. And then this season started to go off the rails. First, there was the Interstellar Song Contest, which I was initially a fan of, but then I thought about it some more and thought, wow, this isn't really a criticism of Eurovision at all. I mean, Die Hard Eurovision sounds cool, except with the way it's done.
Eurovision Song Contest is done awfully. Like, congratulations, Austria won with the Song of Switzerland.
Yeah, it was funny / probably intentional that this episode took place the exact night of Eurovision, and there's a whole lot of shit surrounding that, but I don't want to go into that at all, because that's out of talk.
That's fair.
And it ended with a reveal that Mrs. Flood, who was built up through the last 2 seasons, ever since the Church on Ruby Road back in 2023, is actually a version of the Time Lord called the Ronnie. Okay, brief aside, I did not like this version of the Ronnie. There's a guy called Harbo Womes who made a video on why the Ronnie couldn't return, and his main point is that there's a possibility that she ends up being the Master with a different name. And as you're gonna see through the last 2 episodes, she is basically the Master with a different name.
Real quick, I'm gonna be helping my mother with something, and since we're near the end of the podcast anyways, I might as well just head off.
That's fine, man. We'll see you in the next one.
Alright,
Alright,
later.
bye.
So there's Wish World. Okay, so Lucky Day, there's this guy called Conrad, is basically meant to be like a Tommy Robinson type XP who has done but is freed by Mrs. Flood. And then at the start of Wish World, there's this baby who's the 7th son of a 7th son, and is actually the Chaos God of Wishes. And Durrani uses the Chaos God of Wishes alongside Conrad to make this weird alternate world where the Doctor and Belinda are a couple. Interesting considering that the 14th Doctor is possibly the only male gay Doctor in the show's history. What was it saying? Oh yeah, it does have a lengthy segment about how the disabled are treated during this alternate timeline, which, considering what's happening in the UK with Starmer, it hits a bit close to home. Some people didn't like this segment, but as an autistic person who is directly affected by Starmer's cuts, I do not mind. And it ends with the reveal that Durrani is not the actual main villain, despite being built up over 2 series. That would be the returning Omega. Which, okay, that's a bit out of nowhere, and I think he's not been seen since literally the 5th Doctor era. Back in 1983. But Wish World was okay. It had a ugly launch, ends with the world going to shit, and potentially an adventure in the Underverse with a reality war. And I initially liked that finale, but now I realize, Russell, you fucked it up. Right,
Also, a second thing. This is, I think Gawa's the first Doctor that never faced a Dalek, a Cyberman, or the Master.
Oh, that's kind of boring.
Legit, I'm a little annoyed by that too.
Yeah. Which is funny, because Gatwill was on record saying he would be incredibly frustrated if he didn't end up facing a Dalek during his tenure. But that's something I'll get to later. So, Reality War... starts from the cliffhanger from Wish World, Doctor nearing the alternate universe. Surprise, Anita from the Joy to the World special opens the time hotel door, drags the Doctor in, and basically makes it so he has another chance. Goes back to the alternate universe, but despite having units turn back to normal, and Rose Noble coming back to existence, it's pretty clear that it ends up being all for naught, as Durrani's plan to free Omega comes into fruition with the Vindicator that was built up all series to break the seal of Omega so he can be freed, and he ends up looking like the chocolate guy from SpongeBob SquarePants? I mean, the very old chocolate guy from SpongeBob SquarePants with arms and legs? And it eats this version of Verani, killing her off for good? What the fuck? Okay. But there's the other version of Verani that has a time ring. Have more adventures. Too bad she can't regenerate, though. Except, wait. It gets worse. Because, you know how I mentioned that Wish World had a daughter, had the Doctor and Belinda married and a daughter called Poppy, which is actually the same Poppy from Space Babies? Turns out, this entire time, Poppy was real.
See you next time, man.
Belinda was Poppy's mother, and oh my god,
It was a headache.
Yeah,
it was a headache. That's a good way to summarize.
Yeah, because Ruby remembers there's the real world, and she also remembers there's Belinda having Poppy as a child, and this is what we in the business call character assassination. Because there was very little indication beforehand that Belinda was a mother, and aside from Poppy appearing as a cameo in Story and the Engine, and for the majority of the Reality War, she's put in a literal box. But reality is almost back to normal, just a bit off. So the Doctor decides to use his regeneration energy to break the screen and then turn reality back to normal. He says he meets Belinda's family and says goodbye to her. And then he has his TARDIS parked next to Joy, and then regenerates, becoming the Doctor with a third lowest amount of screen time. I mean, below Paul McGann and Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah, I was actually gonna bring up Eccleston. I'm like, they're speeding up the times that these doctors are out, and I'm like, I feel like Gawa could have stayed a bit longer.
Yeah, it's a shame because he was pretty good, but now he also has a problem standing out on his own in history.
One thing I was gonna be like, all right, maybe the Cybermen and the Daleks rest their shit, but the Master is still out there doing Master things.
Yeah, what was Russell planning with the Golden Tooth thing?
Who knows?
But that brings me to the big news and the big regeneration sequence. The next Doctor has been revealed.
See you next time, Tim.
And that next Doctor is played by Billie Piper. I'm of two minds about this. The first thing I had in mind was...
See you next time, Double Helix.
Billie Piper is a really good actor and has come a long way since her singer days. I truly believe, given the right scripts, she can be an S-tier Doctor. On the other hand, we recently had an actor from a previous era of Doctor Who play the Doctor in David Tennant. And now Gatwa is stuck between two people who are already known for playing iconic roles in this series in the first place. I think this analogy is going to appeal to only Zivith, but to me, this is reminding me that there's a reign in between Diamond Dallas Page and Jeff Jarrett that was held by David Arquette.
That's a hell of a reference.
Gawa might be more forgettable. That's what you're saying.
Which is unfortunate. But yeah, the season started out great, and then it fell off. Unsurprisingly, after Reality War aired, not only were there a fair amount of people posting very negative reviews online, Harbo gave his first ever U grade to this episode, which is, if you're not British, the lowest possible grade in this country.
Ah.
But also, the clip of Christopher Eccleston going, sack Russell T. Davis, sack Ian Tranter, sack Phil Collinson, and sack Julie Gardner, and then I'll come back, went viral. But yeah, I'm sad that if this is what Doctor Who ends up going out on, then this was not worth it. Rant over.
Alright, well, most of us are pretty much gone at this point, so I'm just gonna ask, does anybody have anything else they want to talk about before we call it a night?
No.
Not really.
I have one thing, and I will make it very quick. They recently Pokemon Monster Hunter. Normally, that's fine, because they've done this before with Wilds, but he's basically a playable character. Like, he does actual damage, so, like, they basically added a 15th weapon to the game.
Alright then, I guess we'll go ahead and call this a show. This has been pretty interesting. We had a completely random new person show up out of nowhere, and we've had a pretty good flow, although I think the Digimon segment took a little bit too long, but we can work with that. So thank you everybody for showing up to the show. I appreciate each and every one of you who showed up, even those of you who had to take off. We usually record these shows on the first Friday of every month, which means the next one will be on, July 4th. That's going to be a problem.
We might have to move it to the 11th then.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is instead of July 4th, we're going to put it on July 11th.
I feel that.
In the meantime, though, thank you again, everybody, for coming by and watching, if you happen to catch it live, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Andiamo.
Bye-bye.
Bye.